All right. Hello, Adita.
Hello, Kelly. How are you today?
Hello to everybody watching. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here because today we are going to talk about all of those other things that play into your satiety and your body composition. So, not only the things that help you to feel full and to burn excess fat when you want to, but also the things that just make us feel happy and satisfied and make the hard decisions like what to eat when you're really craving some real good junk food. When you feel satisfied and happy and well rested, those decisions become easier to make. So, we're going to talk about lifestyle factors today.
No, absolutely. Adita Lang here. Been doing this for quite a long time. But when it comes to health, it's the four pillars of health. Your
Yes.
exercise and movement, food and nutrition, sleep and relaxation, and happiness. And together, they make you a really, really healthy individual. But what happens is most of us don't realize that those things all blend in. And that's your challenge.
Hmm.
It really is. So, I have this client
We
of
do.
mine.
We tend to get like super angular with the way that we look at
I
things.
do. And it's there's a funny thing that I always have every time, and this never fails. A client comes in to me to sit down to speak, and the first thing I do is say, "Okay, so tell me, how do you eat?" I eat really healthy. First thing out of
Yes.
everybody's mouth.
All of my soldiers, they're super
Everybody,
healthy.
everybody eats really healthy. Okay. So I've got this client of mine, Jose, and Jose's, I mean, he's such a dear, dear, dear man. But here's the thing. So Jose is incredibly overweight, but he eats really well and he works out every day at the gym. And he's
Mhm.
like, I don't understand it. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, and my scale is not tipping. Okay. Well, but
Mhm.
there's a backstory to Jose. He's a stockbroker, so that's a very high stress job, if you ask me. And he doesn't sleep. The dude sleeps between 4 and 5 hours a night. And he's like, I've done that
Mhm.
since college. He goes, that's just the way I am. No, 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 no. Our body requires, it really does requires approximately 4 hours for physical recovery and 4 hours for mental recovery. You can't shortchange that because if not, you're not going to be at your best. It's bottom line. So he wants to lose weight and he's not losing. He's like, I don't understand. Well, remember, if I mean, and all of you think about it, if you're sleepy, you're going to get stressed out. Things are going to trigger you a lot quicker in a regular day, right? So, step one. And then if you have stresses in your day, that's going on too, and you're not digesting your food correctly. So, guess what? A lot of stuff that really should have been used for your muscles and other parts of your body is just getting stored as body fat because the body is just like, hey, that's easier. I can't deal with it.
Well, so let's back up a second. I think that was a really great story, and I know we're going to revisit it in a little bit. Let's back up and introduce ourselves. I'm Kelly Coulter,
That's true. We didn't really do that, did we?
fitness instructor, nutrition coach, wellness coach. I've been a transformational coach for about 5 years, working with business owners, and I've been a fitness instructor since 1994. Earlier this year, I dug in on the nutrition piece and really started honing in on all of my own nutrition and lifestyle factors, working with Adita. And I asked her to partner with me to bring a program to the greater world because I believe everybody needs to really hear and learn and understand the concepts that Adita teaches. It'll change your life. So, Adita.
Thank you. Adita Lang here. I've been in health and wellness and really working as a health coach and speaker for over 40 years. Just love what I do. And my goal is always to make this really simple. We need to kind of simplify everything from how we set up our kitchen to how we work out to how we do what it is that we do. So, that is our goal with all the programs that Kelly and I are putting together. And that is our goal with this video as well.
Love it. I love it. In the last session, I just realized we did not plug the Facebook group. So let me just say, in case we
Oh,
miss it
yeah.
again, if you are within the sound of our voices, make sure you go over to facebook.com/groups/the fullness fix. That is our free community where we support everyone that comes in with resources, with all kinds of good stuff. And it's a really supportive, active community. And we want to see you there and just continue that mission there.
Absolutely. And and think of it this way too. Even if you think, hey, I'm not really sure if I want to do this fix thing, but I do have a question about
Mhm.
something, right? Just go in there, put the question in there, because that's going to help not only you, but it's going to help everybody else as well.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to Jose. So Jose, client of yours, he is exercising regularly. He's doing the big workouts, I'm assuming, because he's a guy, so he's like, man, man, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's eating the good stuff and he's not making progress. It's very similar to my experience over the last couple years. I would say I spent the last 10 years like way more overweight than I wanted to be. And it started when I was in my last corporate job and I gained 35 pounds in 3 years because I was super stressed out and very, very unhappy. And oh my gosh, like little tears start coming in my eyes when I think about that time in my life. It was so awful, but self-medicated with chocolate milkshakes and salted caramel mochas like every day. But that's not the only thing that causes people to gain weight. It's not just food. Sometimes just the stress will do it, even if you're still eating a completely healthy diet. Am
Oh
I
no,
right?
absolutely. Because what happens is that your body, I mean, think about it. When you're stressed, there's an area of your body that tenses. For me, I can feel it in my shoulders. So in theory, I feel like my shoulders are up here when I'm stressed out, right? So that's
Hmm.
a tension that happens. Well, that same tension happens in your intestinal tract. And so now all of a sudden you're not absorbing your foods. So you could be
Hmm.
eating the perfect organic salad filled with all sorts of colors and wonderful vegetables, but your body's going to actually end up storing most of it as body fat because your
When
body,
you're stressed.
when you're stressed, because it's not, there's all this tension going on in your intestinal tract and in your stomach that it's like, yeah, I've got to just make this easy. Let's just like stick this into fat cells and like be done with it. So yeah,
Wow.
we need, and here's the thing, everyone always kind of thinks like, oh, I'll just do it at that moment. Okay, I'm stressed out during the day, but I'm going to eat. So let me now, okay, I'm going to be calm and I'm going to eat. It doesn't really work that way.
Interesting.
Our body is, I mean, if you're stressed out, I don't know, over a deadline, over life, over money, over whatever it is, you can't just stop it in the middle of the day so that you can eat correctly. It's just part of you at that moment. So you've got to be able to let the whole thing go and let it go so that your body just goes, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, let's back up. I've said that twice now today, but I know that you mentioned four lifestyle factors. So, one was nutrition, one was exercise. I know that the studies are now showing that if we were to just look at nutrition and exercise as the two things that make up body composition, which is they are not the two things, there are more than that. But if there were, which is what the fitness industry at large tells us, then nutrition is actually 80 to 90% and exercise is only 10%. And I think that's a really important point for most people because so many of us are out there trying to out exercise a bad fork.
Hmm. No, absolutely. And I did a lecture the other day for a corporate client, and one of the questions is like, oh yeah, I understand about eating really well, but why can't I have a cheat day? A cheat day. I
Why
mean,
can't you have a cheat day?
why can't you have a cheat day? But here's the thing. It goes back to what the definition of food is all about. It is fuel for your body to be strong, healthy, energized, and have a good, strong immune system, right? So
Hmm.
it's fuel. And so if you put the wrong fuel in the car, the car's not going to go anywhere. So,
Hmm.
I mean, what you think the car decides, okay, put water in me today instead of gasoline just because I want it for kicks? Is it going to take anywhere? No, it's
It's
not.
going to make me feel less depressed.
Oh, yeah, it's going to make me feel less depressed. So just put water in the gasoline tank. But it doesn't work that way. And that's where our perception of food really needs to change. And that's one of my goals when we're coaching clients during this whole adventure of the fullness fix is really to help people change their perception of food because then they'll automatically make better choices because they understand.
Nice, nice. And so, what role does exercise play?
So exercise, listen, exercise plays, those four pillars that I was saying, things work together, right? So when you exercise really hard and you kick on your endorphins, guess what? That to me, here's an endorphin rush. This is my definition of an endorphin rush. It is you're freezing cold outside. You put a blanket in the dryer and you pull that blanket out and you put it over you. And it's this heat that goes all the way through your body and you're
Ooh,
so comforted. That's an endorphin rush. And that
got it.
endorphin rush helps you minimize your stress hormones. It helps you alleviate that stress, that luggage that you feel like you're carrying on your backpack, right? So that's one thing. It boosts up your immune system at the same time. On the same note, when we're exercising, now exercise is a stress, so you can't forget that. But if we choose,
Really important, especially to
yeah,
perimenopausal and
yes,
menopausal.
absolutely. But now the key is to choose the right type of exercise. So anytime you exercise where your breath is part of the motion, so that could be Pilates, that could be yoga, that could be a walk, like a nature walk, or that could be even weight training, to be very honest. When we use our breath with our motion, then it becomes somewhat meditative. And guess
Mhm.
what? That helps us relieve stress,
Some
right?
people do that with their running.
Oh, yeah, they do it with their running
People,
too.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yes.
meditate.
Right.
Running can be meditative.
Yeah. So,
I almost feel like the only way you should run is if it's meditative for you.
oh, yeah, that would be the best, the ideal way. So that's another part of why exercise is a great thing. And then, of course, the other part is the more muscle you have on your body, the more efficient your body is at burning calories. You put two people on a treadmill, they both weigh 140 pounds, but one person is 140 muscular and the other is 140 of fat pounds. Guess what? The muscular person will burn twice as many calories doing the exact same workout on the machine, right?
Mhm.
So that's the other part is making your body so it becomes an efficient calorie burning machine.
There's a third part that I've been reading about, and I'd love to get your take on it, and that is that your endothelial system lives in your blood vessels and your arteries, and your endothelial system is the regulator of hormones. And so when you're not moving hormones through your body, the feel-good hormones, any other hormones. That's why exercise is a great preventer for depression and all kinds of other mental issues, for lack
Well,
of a better term.
think of it this way. Think of your body as a super highway. Okay, superhighway. And there are certain things that create traffic.
Hmm.
Seriously, traffic, right? And that traffic this is all through your blood flow, right? The blood flow of the highway. And so traffic can occur if you're dehydrated, and traffic can occur with lack of movement.
Hmm.
And that traffic, that blood flow is what's pushing the hormones to go through your body, to go where it needs to go, when it needs to go. But if
Hmm.
you just become sluggish and dehydrated, you got a really bad traffic jam.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I love the way that you described that. Let's talk about sleep,
Yeah. So, sleep is like I said at the very beginning, it's recovery. You need sleep
which
to
was the
recover.
problem that your client
Absolutely.
not your client hormone, but your client Jose.
Jose. So, I mean, think of it this way. Okay, you're eating really good. Let's put that to the side. You're exercising. So that's tearing down muscle tissue. That's encouraging body fat metabolism. That's encouraging all sorts of stuff. So there's a system going on there, right? So that system needs to repair so you can be bigger, better, stronger the next day. So that's going to happen in sleep. Now, you're stressed. Stress causes muscle contraction like this, right? So you're stressed. So those muscles need to repair. You've
Mm.
got a project going on. So your brain is 24/7. Oh my God, I have to do this. This is due this day. This is due the other day. I have to go grocery shopping. Whatever, all this stuff that goes on into our heads. So that needs to have a timeout. And all that happens at night when we're sleeping. So if we don't allow ourselves to fully let all of that go and regenerate, then we come into the next day basically carrying baggage from the day before, right? And then we add to it. So now it becomes even more stressful, more,
Wow.
right? And then we get to the point where we're really not sleeping. We're really just kind of freaked out. And so nothing's repairing, even though we're eating right and exercising.
Yep.
They all have
That
to work
makes so
together.
much sense.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think I have anything to add to that or any comments to make. Let's talk about stress specifically.
Well, I mean, stress, again, like I said before, it causes this contraction. So I'm going to give you the quick science, like Science 101.
Yes.
If you think of so you're going to eat food, you're going to masticate it. It's going to go down into your stomach with stomach acids. And then from there, it goes through your intestinal tract. So
Hmm.
envision your intestinal tract as like these pipes. Okay. And inside these pipes, you have these little hairs that they grab the nutrition as things go through. And then the rest of it, I hope don't have to discuss where it goes, but it just goes. It goes. Okay. So now if you're stressed, those pipes actually contract. And if they contract, the hairs can't move as good. So they're not grabbing the nutrition. So all of a sudden you're having nutritional deficiencies. And nutritional deficiencies, what do? They hamper your immune system. You're not dealing with stress that well. You're not working out as well. You're not recovering from your workouts as well. You're not sleeping as well. It all kind of goes together. So then we have those issues with that. So that's what we have to really realize. And then stress really, it comes primarily from like two major things. One is all of our childhood traumas and stuff. And so here's the interesting thing about this is that, and granted, we may not remember, like I don't remember when I was in kindergarten, but in kindergarten, maybe, I don't know, there was a kid that threw sand in your face and you'd come home crying and your mom would just say, suck it up, just, you're fine, whatever. She never really addressed it. She never addressed how you felt. So that became a trauma, for as silly as that sounds, right? And so you
Hmm.
have these things that go on through the life. Now,
Right, because they come back up every time something tweaks that memory. Every time something comes close to that area, it's like a physical injury. If your arm were broken and somebody comes close to grabbing your arm, you're gonna pull back. You're going to have a reaction. Your brain does the same thing, and it all culminates in your body. Your body reacts with your brain to that trauma to protect yourself.
but keep in mind though, so like a kindergarten event, you may not remember it as an adult, but someone does something and you get triggered. And when you get
Mhm.
triggered, I always call it respond or react, right? So more than likely you're going to react. You know, Kelly accidentally threw sand on me and I react. I go, why'd you do that? I don't understand that. And I don't know that it came from way back then, but the fact that I reacted should be my trigger to understand, whoa, there's
Mhm.
something I haven't addressed from all the way back then. My mother was obsessive, compulsive, manic, depressive. Okay. And she was a clean freak, like total clean freak. So when I was married, my ex father in law came over one day and he just kind of looked around the house. He goes, do you have a housekeeper? So I remember the skin on my back going like this, like, oh my God, my house must be dirty. Okay. And
And what
really,
he was really saying is it's very clean.
well, but I got triggered, right? I got triggered. And so remember that, I mean, no one ever says anything that we absorb anger from them. It's we create anger within ourselves because we got triggered by something. So we just have to
Mhm.
really, in our brain, in my mind, I was like, stop. First off, he's not my mom. The house is not dirty. It looks really good. So that's just his opinion. Let him be. Maybe he's having a bad day. Who knows, right? Let it be. And I'm going to move on. That's where we have to get ourselves to that point where it doesn't happen overnight, but it's something that we need to get to so that we start to acknowledge, hey, wait a minute, that's not worth it. And at the
Mhm.
same time, too, sometimes stress comes from what other people say.
Mhm.
So, a good example of that is you're stuck in traffic, someone cuts you off in traffic, you get to work late, and you walk in and you have two sets of friends. One set of friends goes, oh, yeah, I can't believe it. People don't know how to drive. There are such jerks on the street. And so that's egging you on. So now you're getting more and more angry and stressed out about it. Flip side, you have another set of friends that go, oh, wow, I hope nobody was rushing to the hospital. I hope there wasn't a medical emergency. That diffused that whole
Mm.
situation, right? So we have to remember that too, that sometimes, and it's something that we do, no one gives it to us, but we may allow others we may allow their words for us to build up stress from that when it's not necessarily needs to even be stressful,
Oh my
right?
gosh, such good points. Yes, so true. I had a point about the traffic and it completely went out of my head, but I think there was a third reaction there, which would have been road rage.
Oh,
Yeah, that's more like mine. But all of these things, they contribute to how you react to your food decisions and your exercise decisions throughout the day. It all contributes to how you feel as a person, who you identify as a person, and who you identify as is who you're going to be.
and keep in mind too, so, if you take this a step further, if I rushed out of the house and I couldn't eat my normal breakfast, so let's just say I grabbed a bagel and cream cheese, which is a spike of sugar, so that causes amount of stress to my system. I get to the
Mhm.
office and there was a deadline that I didn't do that I needed to do. So someone's like yelling at me. So now that's even more stress, plus I didn't sleep well. So now I'm going to be sharp. I'm just going to be short with everybody. And even if I get to the gym, I'm probably not going to do my best workout because I'm kind of cranky from the day. And it's
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
spiraling effect because they all intersect. They all do.
Yeah. Well, I love that we have made this a part of our fullness fix and a part of our education, the lifestyle factors. I think so many times programs and just people that are talking about these things are very one-sided, and it's just not one-sided. We are whole people and we have to address the whole person. I think a lot of times about your client like Jose, who are meeting two of the four as far as optimizing on two of the four lifestyle factors, and they're not getting anywhere.
Yeah. No,
So
absolutely. I mean,
good.
listen, I know athletes that aren't balancing the four factors, and as they got older, their body started to come to basically fall apart, because again, you
Yes.
have to combine those four. It's really important.
Otherwise, you're just kind of pushing a boulder uphill, or you're really fighting against your own self,
Mhm. Yeah.
and you're not as happy as you could be.
No, we have to laugh.
So good, so good. I think this is a really helpful set of criteria or just elements to consider throughout your day. Of course, in the Fullness Fix, we have more lessons. We're adding more lessons based on what we learn from our clients every day, and so it's a really good place to be. So I want everyone to remember to go over, join the Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/the Fullness Fix. That's where we are, and you can interact with us there every single day. We're publishing videos like this on YouTube at youtube.com/hormones and hunger. I love that title for us. I think it says everything.
It does. It says everything. And listen, that's a great place to send your friends too. Like if you want to share this with a friend, it would be wonderful because
Awesome.
we all need help. We all need it.
Awesome. So good. All right. So we've got so much more to say. Our next session is going to be on pulling everything we've taught so far in this series together. So I can't wait to see you there. Adita, thanks for doing this with me. I really love working with you.
Of course. No, we are having fun and it's good. We can team off of each other and you have such a great perspective to really put this stuff into motion.
All right. Well, I will see you next time.
Bye, guys.